So in this video, I'm going to be creating a converter today. So we're going to convert weight from one unit to another, and length from one unit to another, also temperature from one unit to another. So here now I could just enter like 1,345. Now you see I'm getting 1.235 kilograms. Yes, and if I'm converting from kilograms to pounds, you can see here I'm able to convert that so nice and clean. And meters also, I could convert from a specific meter to kilometer. Can see this work well. I can convert this to centimeter instead. This also work well, quite alright. And check out converting temperature too. So I can convert 27 degrees Celsius now to Fahrenheit, which is 80.6. And converting this to Kelvin will give me 300.15. So we can see how we can just like create a simple unit converter app here. Without further talking, let's get started and let's build this beautiful converter. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You must have noticed that the UI in this application is quite different from the normal Tkinter we used to use, and that's because we are using a framework that have been built on top Tkinter, and that is called custom Tkinter. So we're going to be building with custom Tkinter in this tutorial, and I'm sure you are excited to check out custom Tkinter. What you have to do is to import your custom Tkinter. To import our custom Tkinter, so you're going to say pip install custom Tkinter. So you go ahead and run this. But I've already installed this, so there's no need for me to do this. But just type this pip install custom Tkinter and it will be installed on your PC. So after that, next thing you do is import custom Tkinter as CTK. Yes, we have this, and we import Tkinter too. Import Tkinter as TK. So now we start building our layout, and the first thing we'll be having here is our class. Then we have a class called main. Then in this class we have this initializing function here. That's self init, that's self. Then we have root here. So when we have root here, we want to set self.root equals to root. That's this argument right here given to this function here. Then we want to, from here now, we want to set our geometry. So that's self.root.geometry. We want to have 600 times 300. So that's 600 by 300. And before that, we should set our appearance. That's ctk dot set appearance. Your set appearance mode, and you could put this to light if you want to use light mode, but I'll be using dark. If you just want to use light mode, you put it to light mode, but I'll be using dark mode. Then after that, the next thing you want to do is ctk dot set default color. Set default color theme, and this could be any color you want, green, blue, what are we? Yeah, I'll go with green. Then after you want to set our title, root.title. Now we want it to be unit converter. So after we say the title, now we want to say self.create UI. Okay, there's a typo here. Okay, self.create UI. So now we are going to create this function called create UI now. So when we have this self.create UI, we have self as a default argument to that. So now the first thing we want to do, we want to have a frame. So self.main frame. So we have ctk.ctk frame. Just like when you're using Tkinter, normally you'll be having like tk.frame. But now because you're using ctk, it will be ctk.ctk frame. So that's how it works when you're using ctk. Then you are going to have your parent too. It works exactly just like Tkinter normally. It's just that wherever you are meant to have TK, you'll be having CTK, and every widget that comes to Tkinter by default is having CTK at the front. As capital letter CT, then small letter, a lowercase of k. Okay, so we have self.mainframe. Okay, let's pack this dot pack. So we like to fill. So we have tk.both here. This is just like a custom defined by that come with Tkinter instead of us passing in the string. Then we have expand equals to true. Then we have pad x equals to 20, and we have pad y equals to 20 also. Okay, so this is okay. Let's have this first before we go further. Let's run this and see what we have, so I can explain some things here. So to run this now, we just have root equals to tk.tk. Now then we have app equals to what? Main root. So let's just have root dot main loop. So we can run this now. So now you can see that this is what we have here. This is what we have here. Now let me show this code here. Okay, I've run this twice. This is what we have here. We have this geometry of 600 by 300. So we're having 600 here and 300 here. So that's the geometry. And we're having the title to be unit converter. And that's why you're seeing unit converter right here as a title, unit converter. And we're having this CTK frame, and now you can see the frame here. So this is the frame here. Why do we have this space here? If you notice, we have this space here, pad X to be 20. That means we're leaving 20 pixels right here. Then pad Y2 is also 20. So we're leaving 20 pixels right here before we start the frame. So that's what this space here is for. And okay, if you look at this fill, both, and expand through, so let's just play with those variables and see the difference in this. So if I should run this now, okay, you see that what's the difference there? It's not expanding this the way it ought to, in a way, but it's still filling both X and Y axis, but it is not expanded. So let me just turn that one more time. We see it now. But if I should like return this expand equals to true, we are seeing that it's getting to the core ground of this. So that's how this expand equals to true have. And this fill now is basically you can use this both. They both serve the same purpose. It's just that Tkinter has defined this constant before in the Tkinter module, and that's why I'm able to just call Tkinter.both. And if I should just say Y here, is only going to fill only the Y axis. And you can see if I should say X instead, it's okay. Let me run that again. X instead is only filling only the X axis, but when we call both, it's filling both the Y and the X axis. So that's how that works. Tkinter.both. So we are going to continue with the program from there. So the next thing we want to do now is continue with our UI, and we are going to be having some tab. We're going to be working with a widget called Notebook. It's normally called Notebook when you're working with TTK from Tkinter, but when you're now working with TTK now, it is called Tab View. So we're going to have self.tab control. So I just call this tab control, and I have it to be CTK.tab view, CTK.tab view, right? Then we have self.mainframe, right? And now what I'm having here now, I want to have 3 tabs, right? I'm having wait, a tab to convert my weight, that's self.tab control. Okay, then I want to add the passing the string you want to have as a name here. So I'll just copy this here and paste it twice. So I have this, and again I have this. So I want this to be length and not weight anymore. Okay, we have length here now, and I want this to be temperature. So we have temperature. So we have temperature here, and this also now will be length, and this will be temperature. Okay, there's no typo there. So what we are going to do now, we are going to pack this self.tab control dot pack. So now we have packed this, right? So okay, we could just have this expand again. Expand equals to say true. So we're packing this expand equals to true, then fill equals to tk.both. Let's just run this and see. Now we can see that we have these tabs here, right? Well, you can see by default there's no changes. That's because we need to create a frame under each of these itself. So we have the tab here already, but we need to create a frame under each of these itself. And the reason why we are seeing green color here is because of this thing that we set here. If I should change this green now to blue, and I run this again, this now is color blue instead. And if I should change this to light theme and run this again, you will see that now. So the next thing we are going to do now is have some other functions that is going to help run for our weight tab. So I'm just going to say okay, create weight tab. And we're going to have like each function for create length tab and create temperature tab. So let's have this for now. Let's work with this for now. So now when we have self create weight tab, right? So when we are creating weight tab here now, this function is going to collect like some variables that are only meant for the weight in the conversion of the weight. So we're just going to have our weight first. So here we're going to have all the units in a list, all the units we have available in the weight. So we have the grams, we have the kilograms, okay, we have the pounds, So yeah, we have all these now. Then next thing we want to have now is the units. Okay, you understand what all this is coming for since. So we want to have a constant variable to track the weight itself. So the thing is, we want to have a variable that will build the current unit value of this entry, and the one that will building the current unit value of these two, and the one that will building the value of this, just like a variable to modify the changes and to get the value of all these changes here. So how we are going to do that now is by using this variable itself. So unit one now is talking about this first box here as the first unit. That's the unit we are converting from. So now that is tk dot So now you're using the Tkinter variable now the string var, and we want the value to be equal to self dot. So by default, we want to set this value to self dot var weight and the first index. By default, we want to set it to this value. That's what we want to do. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it and that again. So again, we want this to be unit value 2, and that's this now. We are converting to this from this. So we're converting from unit value, from unit of weight 1 to unit of weight 2. So now we want this value to be by default the second item in the list here. So after that, now we want to have another set of variable for both this and this, the value and the result, right? So we're just going to say self dot value weight. Okay, we have the value of the weight now. I want to set it to Tkinter.string var also. So I want it to be a string var. It's not going to have any value by default. Then self.result. Wait. I want this to be tk.string var also. Yes, I want this to be a string var also. So now I want to have the widget for all this. So we're going to have weight label here. And weight label now is going to be ctk label, and now I want to have it the parent as self.weight label. I mean weight tab, sorry, and want to have the text to be equals to weight conversion. And yes, we would like to give it a font. So let's have the font to be equals to. So we have a tuple for our font. So to specify the font name, so we're going to be using a vertical, and the font size you're going to be using 16, and you can specify any other modification that you want it to be. It's italic or bold. Yes, we have it that way. So what we want to do now is to pack this. So weight label.pack, and we like to give it a padding on the y-axis of -10. So after that, we want to have a frame, right? So this frame is going to contain what we just finished doing now is coding this weight label. So now I want to have a frame that's going to contain all these values now. So this frame is going to do this exactly. So we're going to have weight frame here equals to ctk dot frame. That's ctk frame. So ctk frame, I want to have self dot. The parent should be weight tab also. Then that'll be all, no other parameters or argument needed for that. So dot pack now, we have fill equals to tk.x. Say, let me see, pad y equals 10. So let's have self.create conversion tab. With conversion, yes, user interface. And why we're having this is that we are going to be creating this kind of user interface different time, because now we have this already, right? But we don't have this yet. And the reason we don't have this yet is that we don't want to create this multiple times, because if you look at this one now, it's just like the same way. The only difference here is that the values here are just different. So that's the only thing that is different here. And the label here are different. They are kind of the same layout. So we don't want to have to create this just to have different, multiple lines of code. So instead of that, we want to have just a function that will be creating this for us. And that function will be called create conversion UI. So I will just create that function down here, so that based on that function now, we can also create both our weight tab, our length tab, and our temperature tab. So I'll just say, okay, create conversion UI. That's the conversion user interface. And now we're going to be having different type of parameters here. We want to have the frame, which should be this weight frame now for this weight instance. We want to have the frame. We want to have the unit option. So the unit options. And the unit option now is this for this instance now. That's this. We want to have the unit options. Then after that, what do we want to have again? We want to have the unit var 1. We want to have the unit var 2, and that was the unit of weight 1 and the unit variable of 2 of the second one. So next one now, we want to have the value var. That's the value variable, and we want to have the result variable. So you must have guessed now this value variable is this value variable, and the result variable is the result variable here. So we are going to have the command that is going to perform whenever this button is clicked. So we have the convert command also. So we have the convert command also. So let's work with this user interface and let's do something with them. So the first thing I want to have now is just that we don't need to store this thing as a variable. So I just have ctk label. I want to have the frame. So the frame will be the parent now, and the text now will be equals to what? From. So we are able to use this because you know that this is constant for everything. All the tabs you have in here is constant here. We have this from, we have this from, we have this from. So that's why I'm able to use it that way. So they want to have the fonts too. The font is constant, and we are just using the same thing here. And just copy this vertical 16. So I have a top here also, and we're using a vertical about 14 this time around and not 16. So after this, we'll be using a grid format to have a good layout for this. So we want it to be on the row of 0 and the column here to be on column 0. They want to give it on a padding on the x-axis, padding on the x-axis of 10, then padding on the y-axis of 5. Then want to have is want to make it stick to the west. So tk.west. So this is just like a constant variable, just like how we are using tk.both here. Okay, tk.both here. That's how the value is there. So tk.west here. And now we just created this label here. So we are going to be having something similar to that. But before that, we need to create this unit box because I'm working with grid format. If this is on column 0, this will be on column 1, just like that. So once I have the units, okay, so now it's going to be a variable unit box 1 equals to ctk.ctk combo box. And what do we mean by combo box? Combo box is this drop down box. It is called combo box. So that this widget is called combo box. So the parent now is going to be the frame. Then we have the values to be the unit options from the arguments in this option here. So unit options. So this is going to be specifically for each of the tab we have, and that's why you can see that the unit options are different just based on the tabs we have, because we have different tabs here and we don't want the unit options to be the same thing throughout. So that's why we have this argument and the values that we want to be, we don't want to be the same. We want them to vary at times, but this from is always going to be there. We're always going to have from, and so we are going to have to also. So the variable we are assigning this to will be the unit. It will be the unit var 1. That's unit variable 1. And we want it to have the width of 150. So I think this is alright if it's having the width of 150. So now the next thing we want to do is now just pack this box 1 dot grid. So we have row is set to 0. So we are still on row 0, but now we are on column 1. So it's going to be like this also. Then we have pad x equals to 10, then pad y equals to 10, or pad y should be 5. So we have it this way. That's the label for from. So this is this label now. So we're going to have something similar again, but for 2 this time around. So I'll just copy this and paste it here. Okay, I forgot to copy this top one. Okay, so the difference now this time around is that this will be 2. Yeah, we still have a vertical this, but this will be on column 2 because this is on, okay, this is on 0, this is on 1, and we want this to be on 2. So the next thing we are changing here is the unit options remain the same, but this will be the unit var 2. This will be the unit var 2 and not 1 anymore. So this will be unit var 2 this time around, and the width is still the same thing, but the column here now is also, that's 2, then this will be 3 now. So visually we have this already. So now we are left with the lower part and the button itself. So we are left with the value, the result, and the button itself, the convert button. So to do that, let's have them here. So we have ctk.ctk label. So label, we have the parent to be the frame, we have the text now to be equals to value. We have the font also. Okay, just copy this. Yeah, the font is here vertical and it's here 14. So we are going to have the grid format here also. So I'll just save time, just copy this and paste it here. And the only thing we are changing here now is that this now be on row 1, but still column 0, because it's now directly under this. So we have that now. The next thing we want to have here is the entry. So as you can see here now, we have this thing, then we have the entry next. So we must have guessed that now. Okay, this will be an entry widget, ctk entry, and there is no text in entry widget, no text. Okay, I just raise this and let's have text variable instead, and the text variable for this entry widget to be the value variable. Then we want the width to be set to 150. So now I want to have the grid. Grid is just the same thing, but the difference now is that we don't want it to be sticky. We don't want it to have any thickness. Yes, and we want it to be on column 1 instead, right here. So we're going to have something similar to this for our results. So I'll just copy this now for the results. Yes, and we now make the necessary changes. Now this will be results, and now as this is result now, we have a vertical. This is still on row 1, but the column now will keep increasing. So this will be column 2 and column 3. Column 2 and column 3. and CNA. Okay, this value will now be results variable right there. And now another thing we want this to have is that the results variable should always be disabled. So it should just be like, okay, we're going to have a parameter called here, and it's going to be state, and it's going to be set to read only. We want that to be read only, just like we have here. You can't type inside this, but you can do your typing inside here. So we want this to be read only. So we have it that way. Okay, we are left with the button and the command itself. So I'll just erase this command for now, and let's have the button ctk button. So we have ctk button here now, frame stage parent, then we have the text to be equals to convert. Then the next thing should be the command. We'll skip that for now. Then we have dot grid. Yes, I want it to be on the second row. Now I want it to be on column 0. But one thing is that if you should notice this now, if this is on column 0, it's meant to be around here. But right on this one we have here is not there. How will we be able to do this? So before I proceed, let's just have this and let's run this first. So the first thing I want to have here is the frame, right? So in the position of the frame here now, we have the weight frame. Okay. Then the next here is the the value. Then we have the self dot var weight here. Then the next one is the unit variable 1. So self dot unit variable 1. And the second one is unit variable 2. Self dot unit variable 2. Then we have the value. So self dot value weight, and have the result self dot result weight. So if I should run this now, there's a typo somewhere. 7. Okay, line 37. Oh. Now we can see here we're having something almost the same thing here. But the difference between these two now is that right here we're having our convert button here, and we're having this here, right? That's because we set this column to 0. We set this column to 0, and that's why we're having it there. But how can we make sure that we are still following the grid format, but the column is around there? That's when we make sure that this convert button is taking more space on the grid. So to do that now, we are going to use something we call this column span. Yeah. And to do that, it's just going to be column span. Okay, there's a typo there. And we're going to set it to 4. Then we have pad, the y-axis equals to 5. Okay, no, let's put 15. So if I should cut this down and run it again, now you can see that yeah, we have the same thing here now. So what happened now is that what does this column span do is that this is starting from here, but we are making sure that this is taking up 4 column space instead of 1. It's taking up 4 column space, so which that one make it to reach this area. So now you can see that we don't have anything at temperature tab and our length tab here, and that's because we've only called this function in this create tab, and we've only called it to create this our create weight tab. So to do that now, and now you see the use of this function, so we don't have to repeat this code all over and over again 3 times. So we just repeat it once and it serves the purpose 3 times, instead of repeating this code over and over again 3 different times. So we are going to have another function here called self.create. I'm going to convert this case self dot. Now I want to have this function called self.create. Okay, length tab. And now what I want to have is something similar to this. Let's just copy this and paste it here. Call it length tab. So I'm creating length tab now, and okay, let's collab this. Okay, self.create length tab. So everywhere we see weight here, we want to change it to length. So I'll just use Alt key so I can just make that changes once. So I like to write a length. Now for this length, we're having meters here. Sorry, meters here. Then we're having kilometers. And after kilometers, we're having centimeters. Then we're having miles. And after miles, we have yards. And after yards, what do you want to have? We have feet. Then after feet, we have inches. So yes, we have them this way. Next thing I want to, okay, these are all the values you want to have for this. So let's just, every length we are seeing here, let's make sure that every weight, let's measure their length. They are all length now, but we are left with this, so we're going to do that one more time. I have result length here. Okay. Yep. So we have it this way now. So let's run this again now. So this is now. We have something similar to that of length also. So now we can see our length start working fine, all right, but we're left with the temperature. So to do temperature again, we just copy this again and implement same thing for the temperature. So we paste this, I'll call it temperature tab, right? So let's collapse this and let's call this function self dot create temperature tab. So we call that function there. Now let's convert every variable here that is actually used for length itself. I think let's carry all this along this time around. So we have temperature. All right now. Wow, there's a mistake here. So this is the label. Let me just look at this and how do we pack this here? Okay, pardon on the y-axis of 10. Okay, but y equals to 10. So we need to convert all this to temperature too. So yes, we have temperature here. So just make sure this is capital letter T and yeah, the LDI is uppercase too. So yes, I think as all. So we have length, temperature. Okay, we are still having some troubles with our temperature. So let's collapse this and see. Are we not calling the function? Okay, the function is being called, or we are yet to change this. Definitely that's not the problem, but so we have Celsius first. We have Celsius. We have Kelvin. These are the three main units of measuring temperature. Create show temperature. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, we have this temperature frame. This is working well. Can see we're having our temperature with the length here. Let's fix that. We didn't change this to temperature tab, that's why the frame. So once we change that, okay, now our temperature is fixed. So we have the user interface ready now, and the next thing we want to do now is our functions that is going to be converting the weight. So I'll just collapse this full class here. So I'll collapse this now, and we are going to be having other classes here right now. And these classes we are going to be using just to convert the weight, just to keep our code organized. So we're going to have weight converter here. So here we have weight converter. We can call this function here a static method. I'll be this decorator. So then we have grams to kilograms. Then we are taking in grams, right? So we just want to return grams divided by 1000. So we are going to be having more function like this under this class. So just paste this, and the second function now will be kilograms to grams. So kilograms to grams. Then here we have kilograms. Then what you just do is here is just want to return kilograms times 1000. Okay, the next want to have kilograms to pounds. Then this will be kilograms times. So just do 2.20462. That's kilograms to pounds. Then okay, we have it other way around. So we have pounds to kilograms too, and we have the pounds here. So just copy this, paste it here, and now we'll be dividing it by this and not multiply by it. Then we have grams to, okay, let me copy from here. So grams to ounce, we have grams here, and what we are just doing here is dividing it by 28.3495. And now I'm sure you must have guessed that the next one now will be from ounce to grams. And now I'll be multiplying it, right? So just change this to multiplication. So just paste that there. So this is ounce to grams, so we change that to multiplication. So we want to have from pounds to ounce. Okay, from pounds to ounce. Then we have pounds here. Then we have it other way around again. And now it will be from ounce to pounds. So I'll just cut this out here, paste it here, cut this, paste it here, and then to be divided by now. Okay, from pounds to ounce is multiplied by 16. Yes, and this will be divided by 16. Okay, I think you get that all right. So this will be all for weight converter. And yes, we just have another function for our length. Call it length converter. So just have a static method here. So def meters to kilometers. So I have meters here. And all we want to do is just return meters times 1000. So just copy this and okay, cut this. Kilometers to meters now, so just okay. Okay, division this time around. Okay, meters to centimeter. Centimeters. And now for centimeters we'll be multiplying by 100 and not 1000. And now we have, okay, we have it centimeters to meter now. Say centi to meters. So just add centi here. And now we're dividing by 100. And the next one will be meters to miles. So let's call this miles. So for meters to miles now, we are dividing 1609.344. Now we want to have from miles to meters. So I will just, okay, erase this and replace this with miles. Then here also miles. Then here we should be multiplying by this. Okay, that's our miles to meter. So we have, okay, meter to yards, 1.09361. So now we have yards to meters. Should cut this right here, cut this right there, and let's copy this, just okay, paste it there, then divide by this. So yards to meter, and we have, okay, meters now to feet. So I'm just, okay, so meters to feet. So right here I want to multiply by 3.28084. So let's copy this. So feet to meters now. We have feet here. So then here will just be division. Okay. So meters to inches. We have meters here. Then 39.3701. Inches to meters. So I just have inches, inches. So here we're going to be having division. Okay, that'll be all for meters for length converter. So then let's have our temperature converter here. So I have Celsius to Fahrenheit, then Celsius here. So what I want to do here is return times 9/5 plus 32. Yep. So we got that all right, and now we move to the next one. So sure, based on the pattern we'll be following since you must have guessed what we are doing next. Okay, so now Fahrenheit to Celsius. This time around, we are subtracting 32 from this, then multiplying it by 5 divided by 9. Then you have Celsius to Kelvin. So I have Kelvin here. Just going to, oh, there's a typo here. Kelvin. Kelvin. Then here, what do I just do here? I add 273.15. So that's Celsius to Kelvin. And now from Kelvin to Celsius. Okay. This should be, okay. This should be Celsius actually. Okay, I think that's okay now. Then this will be subtraction. Okay, we have 2 more to go. We have Kelvin here. Then Kelvin to Fahrenheit, and I just copy this, paste it, paste this. So this is Kelvin multiplied by 9/5 minus 459.67. Yep, that's okay. So you're going to have it the other way around there. So this time around, we'll be adding this inside here. Okay, and we are multiplying by 5 divided by 9. So this is how we're going to be converting. You can see we define some classes and some functions inside each classes here. So now we can just like access each function here by just saying, okay, let's say we have weight converter dot. Now we can access any of the function we define inside this weight converter, and we'll give it the values of grams. Just says 12 now. It's going to return it back to us what the answer is in ounce. So that's how we work with it. So we are going to be implementing this into some other function down here. Okay, let me just collapse this to okay, some other function in this our UI display here, so that we can be able to use them together. And this function is going to be implemented down here. So we're going to be creating the functions down here. So the first function we're going to be having now will be called convert weight. So we just define a def convert weight now. Yes. So we have self here. And now we want to define some variables. We're going to be having unit from. This is the unit we are converting from. So we're going to have self dot. We're going to refer to this unit with 1 now. Unit with 1. Then we're going to get the values in that variable. Then we're going to have unit 2, and this is the unit we are converting to. Then we want to get self dot unit with 2 dot get. We want to get a value inside that variable. So now what do we want to do next here? We want to have a value here. I want to get a value that was entered. So value now, because okay, this unit from now is the one from the drop down which we have, and now we want to get a value which we put into the box, into the entry. So get value weight now dot get. So we have that now. Then if not value, that means if the entry box is empty, we want to be able to undo this error. We want to say self dot result weight. I want to set this result weight now to error. That's if that value is empty, then you just want to return this and come out of this function. But otherwise, if there is a value there, we want to go through some try block error. We want to try and convert this value to a float number, because it's going to store it as a string. Then we want to try converting it to a float. Then except, that means if there's an error while trying to convert it to a float, that means if there's, like we're going to specify now, if there's a value error, which means either the user enter some characters, some special characters, or some alphabet, we want to be able to undo this. Okay, if there's an error, what do we want to do? Okay, we just want to repeat this line of code here. If there's an error, so we'll just copy that and I'll paste it here. So we want to repeat that line of code if there's an error. So then we want to return the code. So return. Then otherwise we want to set result equals to none. So this is just us defining the results down. Then we want to go through some conditional statements here. Unit from now equals to grams, and unit 2 equals to kilogram. So if it is like this, what we want to do is just call our weight converter here, then access our class, access this grams to kilogram here, then want to give it the value. So this is how we're going to just like go through some comparison and just have this. So I'll just copy this and quite a number of time here. So this will now be an elif now, and this will be okay. We swap this here. We have grams, and here now it will be kilograms to grams. So yes, just okay. I just have more of this. Okay, I think there's an error here. Kilo. And let's check our distance just like for confirmation here. Okay, they all start with capital letters, so we want to make sure that we are all starting with this in uppercase. So okay, yeah, uppercase. Okay now. So let's just copy this now and okay, paste it now. So I'll just add this to demarcate where starting from now, paste this quite a few number of times here. Okay, so we have that now. So next one will be now from kilograms to pounds. Yes, so this will be from kilograms to pounds now. So just all this, and you can use your Alt key to do that. So write pounds here. Okay, kilograms to pounds now, and we are calling this kilogram to pounds. And now we are converting from pounds to kilogram. This will be kilogram, then kilogram here to pounds. So okay, just have this there. We have okay, and well, this should be pounds now to kilogram. Yes, you have pounds to kilogram now. So let's have grams here too. So let's have okay. I want to have grams here. Okay, let's have grams. Grams, then I want to have ounce. Okay. I have it like this, and this will be gram. Ounce, and this will be ounce. Grams. So we have two more to go. I'll just copy this now. Paste it one more time. Here now we have from pounds. Just have pounds here to ounce and ounce to pounds. Let's have ounce here. So we have pounds here now. Sorry. Ounce to ounce and ounce to pounds. So after this, otherwise, if any of this condition is not met, we want to just set this, just set the result of the weight now. I want to set it to error. Set it to error, and want to return, just break out of the function there. Then otherwise, if it is met, we want to set the result, the weight. Then let's format this string. Yeah, and the reason why I'm doing this is to give us in a specific decimal places. So I want to have just 4 decimal places here, and let's call this function Okay, let's go to this. Yeah. Okay. These are weight tab now. Let's look for a button here. Okay, we have to add, we have a function to this too. Like we have an argument here, and this will be the command button. Okay, this will be the command button. Let's call it command button. And now in the button here, we have the command set to command button. So we have it like that. So what we just want to do now is, while creating this, we want to specify that this command button here, the command function here is this convert weight. So it should not be command button, it should be command function. So let's just rename that command function for good variable name, and it's not a command button, let's call it command function. So it's better that way. I want to have self dot convert weight. Okay, yeah. So let's just run this and see. We get an error here. This is actually meant to be here and not there. So let's run this again. Let's see. So this argument is required, and that's because we've not specified that argument in this other two places. So what I'll just do to overlook that for now is going back to this create convert URI button, and by default I want to set this to none, and yep, it worked right now. So if I enter 128 here now, convert, I'm getting the value here, right? And you can see it's at 4 decimal places. The reason it's at 4 decimal places is just because of this that is specified there. You see, if I should remove this now, and okay, let me rerun this now. Okay, and I enter. See now, it's at 3 decimal places now. Let me enter more digits. Okay, it's giving us 3 decimal places by default. But let's say we have, okay, let me just can see now what it's doing here. So I want to make sure it's maintaining 4 float digits. So we can only have a maximum of 4 digits after the decimal. So that's what we want to make sure that we are maintaining right here. So now we've done this convert weight function. Now we want to go and just do the other two functions, and that's def. Now convert. Yes, we've done the convert weight function. Next thing we want to do now is let's do convert length, and this is going to be a long one. So we have self here. So we have self here now. And what do we do after self here now? Okay, we are going to be having something similar to this. So I'll just copy this now. Okay, not just that. Let me just copy this as a O. So let's paste that here, and I want this to be okay. Unit length 1, and this should be unit length 2. I want this to be value of the length. I want this to be the result of the length. And same here, result of the length. Okay. Yes, that's all we need for now. Then we continue with the comparison right here. So first I want to do is convertive units from is equal to meters and unit 2 is equals to kilometers. So we want to compare this condition. Then if it's like this, we want to have length converter dot meters to kilometers. So meters to kilometers now, then value here. Then else if, okay, and just copy this now from there. And let's paste it quite a number of time here by just copying this for one here. Okay. So that's if we want to compare kilometers and meters now. Then I want to compare kilometers and meters, and meters and centimeters. So this is meters and kilometer now. I want to switch this. Then this should be kilometers to meters. Then I want to compare meters and centimeters. I just align this place too. So we can have centimeters to meters too. And centimeters. Sorry, this is the wrong spelling. So meters and centimeters now. We are changing this to meters to centimeters. Okay, that's okay right now. And here will be centimeters to meters. And this will now be centimeters to meters. And after centimeters to meters, now I want to convert meters to miles and miles to meters. So we convert this to miles, and here we have meter. So this should be meters to miles and miles to meters. Then after meters to miles and miles to meters, the next thing we want to do is meters to yards, and for that we want to have yards to meters. Just okay, copy this, paste it here. Okay, copy this and paste it here. So this is meters to yards and yards to meters. So have it that way. So the next thing I want to do now is, okay, just have this for here. Okay, for me I want to have meters to feet. Okay, meters to feet and feet to meters. So this will be meters to feet and then feet to meters. So I have it this way. After meters to feet and feet to meters, we want to have meters to inches. So I'll just select these two at the same time, then our inches. Okay. Meters to inches and inches to meters. So just okay, make sure this function here is right. Okay, meters to inches and inches to meters. Okay, and that'll be all for this length converter. So else we want to set this value now. Okay, we also have result of length now. So we set result of length now to error, and we want to return this. Then otherwise self dot result of the length now should be set to, so we use formatted string also here, just to make sure that we're only having 4 digits after the decimal places, after the decimal dot there. So we have this now, and while calling this convert function now, why do we call that here? While calling this length function now, you can just pass in this here, convert. Okay, I just pass in self dot convert with length. So let's run this now and check out the length and how it goes. So if I should have 1000 meters here, meters or kilometers, wow. So we have an error there. So if I should go back to meters or kilometers here, okay, I'm using the right function here. But under this function, I am multiplying instead of dividing. So now let me run this again and see. So 1000 meter now is equals to 1 kilometer. So always getting these 4 decimal places here at the back. So now you can see that how it works. So I should enter centimeter here. Okay, getting it. So let's work on the last function here, and let's just call this def convert temperature temperature. We have self here. So we just copy this like we did before. Let's collapse that back and let's just paste that here. And this should be unit temperature instead. 1 unit temperature 2. And this should be the value of temperature. And this should be the result of temperature. And this should be the result of temperature also. Okay, now from here, what we do is if unit from is equals to and unit from unit 2 is equals to, all we want to do is just, okay, result equals to temperature converter dot value. So I'll just copy this and okay, let's have it elif and let's have this a couple of times. Okay, let's do with this for now. So what I want to do is if Celsius now. So what I'm just going to do is we are going to have Celsius here, we're going to have Celsius here, we're going to have Celsius here, we're going to have Celsius here. So if Celsius now is equal to, we're going to have Fahrenheit here, we're going to have Fahrenheit here. And you okay, I just add these two for now. So Celsius to Fahrenheit down from Fahrenheit to Celsius. And now we have Celsius to Kelvin. Yeah, we're having Kelvin here too. And then from Kelvin to Celsius. So we have Kelvin to Celsius here. Okay. Oh, this is Celsius to Kelvin. This is Kelvin to Celsius. So after Kelvin to Celsius now, I want to have Fahrenheit to Kelvin. Wait. Yes. And Kelvin to Fahrenheit. So just copy this now. Then Kelvin also. So I want to set the value of the temperature now. Set the temperature value now. Dot set. I want to set it to error. Then I want to return. Then else I want to set it to value temperature dot set f results. Okay, to decimal places. So yes, we have it this way, and let's run this now. See. Okay, now if you go to temperature now. Okay, 23. Okay, we are yet to add it to the function. So let's just scroll back up here and for the temperature here, I want to add self dot convert temperature. So let's run this again one more time. So I'm going to change this to results temperature, then results temperature also. So let's run this now. I'll get to the temperature and yes. Now we're getting what we decided to get. Yes, now we're having the right answer. So this is how you convert from one unit to another. So yeah, that will be all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like this video so that people can turn on the notification bell so you can always get notification from me whenever I upload another cool content. Thank you very much for watching this. I'll see you next time.